ahead and call the board meeting to order. First order of business is to approve the minutes from April 6th meeting. Has everybody had a chance to read and review these?
Yeah. I'll make a motion. We approve the previous minutes.
I'll take it.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Old business, zoning violation, nuisance ordinance updates. John.
Okay, the property at 29 East High Street, they did get a renewal on their permit. And I expressed to them that, this meant they need to have it done, and didn't get much reception. So anyhow, that part's done. I don't know what else I can say. The permit now's there. And they understood that he had the letter that was sent. So I didn't try to interpret it because I didn't want somebody to say I was telling them different than what was in it.
Did we put a time frame or anything on that for a date to do or anything like that?
Well,
We just put the fee on it. Was it a daily?
Mm-hmm.
The daily
Penalty.
penalty,
Okay.
yeah, until it was done.
Okay. But it's open ended. That's what it is.
Best I understood it was, yeah. They first of all, they needed to renew the permit. First of all, and then they have to, because they can't do
Okay.
work without the permit. And then they need to finish their original work.
The initial.
Yeah.
All right, wastewater project, John.
we are having state revolving fund said that all was looking good, but they did not have the final paperwork yet for Drew. Drew said they responded back this week and said to go ahead with a new agreement, but he was not clear about that, and he was reaching out to them, and that was last week, and I spoke to him today. So I don't know, but anyhow, that sounds like we're moving forward, but slowly. They're still moving forward on putting together the final draft drawings for the two lines that's being replaced along the highway. One of them's, about 140, and the other's about 170 feet long. The state permit, they're close to having that done where they can, so we can be on the state right away once it comes through, we can bid it. We also need another portion to close in on this would be because what we found on the property on the west side, the elevations is what I should say, what we found, the elevations on the line, the existing line being so low, we checked the elevations of the property coming off of the 413 South Main, and it does not give enough actual gravity fall from what it lays right now from the pipe coming into the main. It was laid into the main proper, but the main was not laid right. Where I'm trying to say with this, we're going to have to look at moving that line up some on this end. Well, this changes then where they tie in being too low. That can be made up though, thankfully though, by going backwards, because we went in and checked the property's elevation on their sewer lateral coming out. We can pick that back up by going back to their house, maybe all the way through the foundation to catch. But we can get the elevation then to run that back out and get that all on a good grade, because it was ran at a proper grade, but what it connected to wasn't at a proper grade. And this would be a cheaper avenue of dealing with it compared to putting in a pump station, because a lot of times that's what happens if you don't have grade somewhere, you put in a mini pump station. This would be the cheaper avenue.
And it'd be our responsibility to go back to
yes, sir, because it was laid accordingly. It's just not hooked to something.
the main was, yes.
So as the homeowner, have you talked
Well,
with?
briefly, we need to have more conversations with them, but I wanted to have more plans because that was the rough end work that they'd done, and they're putting it down into the drafting the plans.
Okay.
Once I get a final plan, I wanted to go to them and explain to them what we got going on. And if they understand and agreeable, because, which I hope they are, because that line is going to be a problem over time for filling up. She's just had enough elevation push that's kept going, but that main was full out there. And it's just that hers was enough and it was sliding on.
Keeping it going.
Eventually, though, that could
Yeah.
fail. So we're wanting to eliminate all that. But to do that on their property, we're going to need a right of entry from her. And that'd be something that would come back to Andrew that we'd have to have him make once we've talked to her and explain, make sure she's on
She's
board.
agreeable.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much where we're at on the sewer project.
But still kind of waiting on Drew.
A little them to finish up a little bit so I can approach on that and state revolving to get that final verbiage back to us on the go.
Thanks for that. Water ordinance 26-2.
Yeah, so last month, you all made a motion to pass the increase in our water rates due to the increase from the town of Santa Claus. When speaking to Andrew, we discussed the last time we had to do this ordinance, or the last time we did the water cost tracker. We actually passed an ordinance. So he prepared an ordinance for everybody today. Basically, it's stating that the rates will go into effect June the 5th. It's from April 22nd to May 22nd, with the bills being due June 20th. So, and we'll be charging the 48 cents per 1,000 gallons to our customers due to that increase from Santa Claus. So it's basically what you passed last month is in an ordinance form. Did I do okay with that one?
You don't need to explain it.
I might need you on this one. This is 2026-2. We've only passed one other ordinance this year.
So do we need to repass this or?
Yes, I would.
Okay, so do I have a motion to pass ordinance 26-2?
Yeah, I make a motion. We pass ordinance number 2026-2.
Second.
Any opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, hearing none opposed. Motion is carried.
So if you don't mind, at least sign a couple of those for me.
We'll move on to the new business. First thing is the insurance.
Yes, you guys, since Chris we talked to us tonight.
Why did everybody cringe when she said insurance?
That's usually what we get.
Well, you know what? This may be a first, so I'm glad you are recording this because I've got nothing but good news.
Okay, good.
I brought several of these if you all need cards. And I brought those just because Kim knows you can call me 24/7. My phone is with me. About the only time you may not get me up, I'm in church in the morning, but as soon as I step out, I'll give you a call and I'm always accessible and available. I wanted to let you know because I know it's been a minute since I have probably given a little bit of a refresher course on how we handle renewals. Maybe depending on, comparing how you get your auto and home. A lot of times you just get a bill in the mail and say, here you go, this is what it's going to be this year. We don't do that this way. Every year we start and we review every year. This is this year's review. We don't take it for granted. We take it from top to bottom. We print off inventories, working with Kim John, their team, it's like clockwork. We have the property inventory, the auto, and the inland marine. And the inland marine is like your portable items. Some of those might be with the fire department with generators and things of this nature that you take from location to location, and maybe some accessory items. So those items are subject to flux or to change. And it's very important. And this team knows this very well. If we don't have it on here and if it's not on the schedule, it could be questionable if you have a claim. So we need to stay current on these things. So we bring these in every year and it goes out to the departments and we sit down and we do just what we did. Recently, here over the last couple of weeks, we went through and there's always tweaking that needs to be done. There are always things that need to be added. You have had some lift station additions, updates over the last couple of years. So those are now updated. We also had the addition down the storage and the parking area here off of 770 at the plant. So we've got in the marine, we have a few things that we need to add on there as well. These are the add, share, delete things. We're going to take a look at them. Whatever needs to look. On these forms, there's one for property, auto, and inland marine. And this is how, I know, John, you've seen these probably in your sleep. We go through these. We fill these out depending on whatever line of insurance it is. Kim gets a copy, I keep one, and the insurance company gets one. And it goes to file. That way we know that we have a record of when, up on the upper right-hand side, you'll see scheduled date of policy and effective date of change. And that's how we track it back to when something was added. So nothing falls through the cracks this way. Mm-hmm. We have a way of checking and double checking ourselves on these, okay? And these work flawlessly. They work very, very well. So this has been done again this year. I have, again, really good news. Spoken with the company in the preliminary. We just got these changes in. You will have some additions after we finish this, which normally we do have some things we tweak every single year. You will not have a rate increase this year.
That's good.
Which is great. Actually, the last time that we took rate was 2021, right after COVID. And that was because replacement cost of property. We all know what happened to the price of a 2x4. We're still in shock over that. We did have some supply chain issues after COVID, and it did cost more to replace items during that time period. We had about a 2-year window. We had instability in the market. But after that, it seems like things have kind of leveled out, calmed down a little bit. And so this company, I know for the last 3 years, has not taken any rate on the insurance other than changes. Now, obviously, we have to add things just like you would if you added a vehicle at home. But other than that, that's very good news. Yeah. And I'd like to commend everybody very quickly. A great job, risk control, risk management, doing a great job on your maintenance. Your books are in perfect order, as they always are with Kim, because that is a big part of what they look at, your records, your record keeping. So I have nothing but praise for your team. You've got a wonderful team here, and they're a joy to work with. Just wanted to come and say thank you for the opportunity to continue insuring the town, and no rate increase, and just all we'll have is just the additions.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
Do I have any questions from anybody? Anything I failed to answer at all?
You also cover the cyber protection, cyber security.
We also do the cyber security, which is a huge, huge issue. Again, you all have done a great job keeping things tight, keeping everything, all your firewalls up, everything up to date, because this has got to be done continuously. This unfortunately has struck a couple of our small municipalities and utilities here in Spencer County, particularly since COVID. We're no stranger to it. Mm-hmm. Actually, instead of going for the larger municipalities, they like to go for the smaller, because I think they like to fly under the radar a little bit more. So that's becoming more prevalent. So we're doing a really good job. Got a phenomenal company that covers that. We've not had any incidents. Great job on all of that.
And Brian Fund is helping, making sure that we keep up to date on all of the cyber.
And I cannot emphasize that enough. Protecting the asset of your taxpayers, and you all are doing a great job.
Awesome.
Okay. Any
Thank you, ma'am.
questions? Anything? Kim?
No, I'm just thankful that all of us could get together and go over that
Mhm.
a couple weeks ago, because I really think it made a difference.
Well, we like to do that. We'd like to sit down and make sure that's done. I mean, sometimes we can do it in person. You know, we could get everybody in at one time. It's hard when you've got a major project going on here to say, hey, can you come talk about insurance for, 3 hours?
Yeah, right.
It's kind of tough to do. And, but we had a window where we can make that happen, and we did. And we actually got the insurance library all cleaned out up there too.
All those binders, like for 10 years.
I can't tell you what all was consolidated. So we made everything more efficient, and so we got
That's
the
great.
insurance library.
This is property liability and cyber. Is that what we're,
Property
Okay.
liability package, and then we do the cyber and also workman's comp. We handle the workman's comp and the police reserve,
Yeah,
police reserve. And that is already renewed, the police
Yeah.
reserve, that's renewed, because that is mandatory. You are required by law
Mhm.
it's that
to
additional
take care of that.
insurance that we cover in case of a, an accident or.
Yes, because police reserve do not receive remuneration, so they are required by law to have an accident policy on them because they're not covered under workman's comp.
Okay.
It's a house law that passed about about 18 years ago. It was brought before the House because there was no provision for protection for volunteer police reserve.
All right.
Thanks for your
All right,
time.
thanks,
Thank
Chris.
you.
Thanks.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, next up is utility updates. John,
I just got two items I think that I wanted to bring up. Michael has been doing a good job. He's been here about almost 8 months this month. And I think we need to start doing our further qualification training with him on gas. There's a portion of it we can look about getting set into motion. It would be like for being on call. And that way, if he gets that covered, then we've got another person able to answer on calls. That would, I just wanted to mention, let you know how it's going on that. We're
what's
looking
this last name?
FORLER. We're looking at getting in here in June or getting stuff started so that he can start his training. Then within 3 months, we've got to have him, whatever he's trained on has got to be tested against, and that'll kind of work out timing for on some of Ben's time stuff coming up too as well. So
Now, I know after 6 months, it states in our rate schedule for the Alliance, he has to pass a certain amount of the classes, and then he has to do so many hours of on-the-job training in order to.
yeah, but I know he's well covered with that on that.
Okay, so we'll probably need to look at that, and then, and I know in our ordinance, I think we had stated that we didn't have to pass a new ordinance, a salary ordinance every time. We'll just
Yeah,
follow the
just there.
schedule.
Yeah.
But I'll look at that again.
Okay. The other thing is, I don't have a date. I haven't contacted any companies yet, but I'm pretty sure I didn't get back to check my records, but I believe we was in late 22 or early 23. We had our car inspected again by a camera. Because remember, we had to have them come back in the patching area where they done a weld that didn't do right. And so they had to recoat and stuff. Well, a year later, they had to come in and view the anyhow, I believe we're at that 3-year period, and we'll check into that. If that's the case, I'll get some bids back from companies on doing the inspection, interior inspection. That's also a mechanical or a wet dive, just depending. I prefer the wet dive, but a lot of places are using mechanical. They're both acceptable. You're able to do more with the wet dive, especially if you get 6, 10, or 6, 9 years down the road, if you have a spot, you can go in and do more patch repair with that. So that's a couple things I had on as far as utility. Yeah, the rest go along with
There's
what
me, okay. You next.
All right,
Okay.
guess.
Well, John has been using a computer that he's had for how many years?
12, I think, what it's
12
called, 11 or
years.
12.
He said it's time. So we had Brian go down and take a look at it, and it needs to be replaced. So he gave us a quote for a desktop computer for John. That in the Microsoft Office, his labor was 1,320 for that, and then the backup for the plant. That would be $550, and then it looks like PC Matic desktop. That's I'm not sure what that is, but it's $61.26. So we just want to make sure me add them up and see what that costs, and we can.
Yeah.
1,250, and I think I gave a copy to everyone too. 61.26. Okay, $1,931.26.
So this is all a stationary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's it's not a laptop. So it's everything that he needs for that desktop.
I make a motion, we allow the John to replace a 12-year-old computer for a new one.
I second that.
Okay, got a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Hearing none. Motion
What would
carried.
total that, let it add up.
$1,931.26.
Thank you.
Next up, Brian's computer service.
Okay, so Brian, the last time a couple months ago, came in and we were talking about the sign at Dale. They have a LED sign. It's got all these little panels, right?
Mhm.
And it fits right into their the brick sign.
Yep.
And so I was talking to Brian about giving us a quote to do a sign just for us because we have the brick sign. We just need the inserts for, I guess, the panels for the screen. So it's an LED display. I'm not really sure how many we're gonna need. I think it says this in the quote. But he would come and install it. And I think it is, John, is it it's waterproof?
Yes, it's waterproof. Yeah, that's number one. There's 45.
45
45
pounds.
panels, okay. And we were also looking at, so in order for him to do this, you're going to need, is it metal, like a metal frame?
Yeah.
Or aluminum, I think, so it doesn't
Well,
rust,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
it's still, yeah. a
Still,
type of metal.
okay.
It's still-
So he received it, he was going online to see if he could find, something cheaper. And there was a quote from a company from, I'm not really sure where, John, do you know?
No, I don't know on that.
It's from another country. And that cost would be $271.80. Now, he said that was the cheapest route he could go, or we could look local, but he wanted to let you know that we can get it cheap. But it's going to take us a little longer to get it if we go with somebody, with another company from another country.
We're saying when that was the total frame of.
Yeah, so that total is $5,007.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm not sure.
And
what
then
the
the
contingency
framework is
It's the last page.
Yes, the very last page,
Yeah.
yeah.
Additional.
So how much is the The 271 is just the frame, right?
That's just that frame that goes around it.
And this is saying an iron cabinet, so I mean, that wouldn't be aluminum, right?
No,
So it would be rust on us if it's not. I mean,
This little $500.
so would we be able to get quotes for other from other like local places, John, do you know?
well, I'm sure Ken, he had somebody else that he'd use. It's just that he was trying to look at the
Get the
economics
cost
of
down,
it
yeah.
to see.
And I think Ben was going to contact Grandview Aluminum
Okay.
and there was
H&R.
H&R, yeah. So we just wanted to kind of keep this going and
Okay.
moving forward. You know, again, I think it'll be well worth it.
I'm
you
sure,
know,
I'm sure local's gonna, obviously gonna be a little bit more than that, but it's probably gonna be a little more, probably better quality, I would assume. And
Mhm.
who knows when you're gonna get this? I know it says product time 20-25 days, but
Mhm.
way
So
shipping,
prices are in yen, right?
well,
That other amount.
Converted.
Yeah, I know. John, were you gonna get a hold of Centerpoint to do some type of upgrade out there?
I talked because there's nothing out there truly.
Oh,
And I did talk to Centerpoint and Centerpoint is, they sent me a commercial electric load worksheet. And I'll give you more why I'm wondering about this. Because if we're going to have that panel out there, we're going to have power there. We're also looking at something that's been going on, happening, and kicked around. And I wanted to throw this out tonight for you as well. You know, we're losing on Christmas lighting through town as it goes past. Right in there, if we would go ahead and get let's say a pedestal is what I'm hoping for. One of them, you see them around modular homes. The pedestal gets set close to that to feed that lighting. Then we can run some underground back to the back of that parking lot. And along them banks, look about doing a Christmas scene if we want to, or something else. You know, if we want to have some lighting there. Ben made a suggestion today, and I said that sounds decent too. Maybe look at setting 4 nice poles, nicer the decorative poles, like along the street right there, and get rid of the if they look right and do right, get rid of the floodlight and do more of a decorative pole lights, 2 kind of on the front, 2 to the back, kind of enhance it, try to do a little more enhancement with it. But that's just a throw out of thoughts, and I wanted to bring that out. But either way, Centerpoint would need to be contacted. We had to contact them, which it did. I need to provide them some information as far as the amp service and the amount of power we think we'd need, which I don't think it's going to be that much power.
I know these LEDs.
Not LED one.
And then, yeah, I don't either. Even if we would do poles or do lighting in the back, it's not going to pull that much. I would about have to get somebody in doing a little electrical help on telling me what we need to have and do and converse with them though, because they're going to want information back and forth and they're going to talk something that I'm not going to be able to answer. And then that's just going to ball it up. But anyhow, this was the sheet I need to fill out and go with. And I don't know if this is their lowest one because they show a 200 amp service, and I thought we don't need nothing like that. We have a 100 amp would probably be more than sufficient for what we want. But if the council is interested in moving forward with this, I would like to see. Let's get hold of somebody we're comfortable with to help us out. Go ahead and do intermediate work between them and get it started, because this may take several weeks, months. So I don't know if that could take a while getting back to, but
Well, I feel like we need to have this in place before we're do any more along this sign. Just, you know what I mean, in case something would come up where that doesn't.
it couldn't materialize.
Right.
Okay.
I would hate to go ahead with something that.
I understand, and I don't feel like it will be, but I understand your concern on that. And basically, if I get this filled out and sent back, then this Brantley Arnold will make it time to come down and go over, or else she'll send somebody else down and go over and make sure what we're wanting to do.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to consult with the electrician we've been using for our other stuff to make sure, we do the right amperage thing. But I mean, to me, if we go 200, now, then that's going to help prevent us from having to upgrade in the future too. But I mean, the electrician's going to know more, what I mean? He'll have better insight on that.
And they may say that's the smallest service pedestal they want to set too, but
Yeah.
and I don't know that. I'm not, but
Where is the sign? Where are we
The
talking?
Main Street sign here.
Oh, okay.
that would be a possibility. Anyhow, doing a little more enhancement for that area down there and bring a little better lighting and different.
Mhm. So if you'll get that information, then we'll go ahead and get quotes on the frame. I mean, doesn't
Yeah,
it quotes?
right.
And then we decide to approve the purchase of the LED
Yeah.
panels, I guess, right? Okay.
Do we have any other new business?
I have nothing more down. Yeah, overdone.
See, we've got upcoming events, Customer Appreciation Day. Do you want to
Yeah,
talk about that?
so our utility customers, we're doing customer appreciation days in the month of May. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're offering sweet treats and coffee here at the town hall. We'll be posting that on Facebook, and then of course Kathy will put it in the newspaper. And we did put it on the utility bills if anybody has received their bill yet. It was on it.
All right, next meeting will be June 1st, 7 p.m. There's not any other business to be brought forth. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make that motion.
I say,
We got a motion second. All in favor?
all right.